Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your Monday Night Raw results, superstar spoilers, birthdays, and everything else for wrestling from Monday and over the weekend. Happy birthday goes to Jumping Jim Bronzell, formerly of the Killer Bees, turned 67 on Saturday. Spike Dudley, aka Mike Heisen, turned 46 on Saturday. Brian Adams died of a drug overdose on August 13th, 2007 at the age of 43. Lance Cade died of an apparent heart attack failure at the age of 29 on August 13th, 2010. Well, WWE Chairman Vince McMahon posted the following tweet wishing Hall of Famer Bob Backlund happy birthday on Monday. He turned 67 years old on Sunday. Okay, well, his birthday was on Sunday. August 14th, Bobby Eaton, he was born 1958. 14th, Kofi Kingston, 1981, he was born. Johnny Gargano, 1987, he was born. The late Gino Hernandez, a.k.a. Charles Wolf Jr., was born August 14, 1957, died of a cocaine overdose at age 28 on February 2nd, 1986. The late Eddie Gilbert was born on August 14, 1961. He died of a heart attack at the age of 33 on February 18, 1995. Happy birthday goes to Mike Tenay, formerly of TNA, or still there. He was born in 1954. He was born on August 15th. Advertised dark main event from Raw with John Cena, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, and Chris Jericho. Still doing their Raw versus SmackDown. Coming back, going back and forth. Courtesy of Complex Magazine at this link, WWE posted a clip with Shane McMahon going sneaker shopping in New York City. Hey Shane, did you happen to know The Rock's coming out with a brand new shoe in 2017? Try going to his YouTube channel. You'll find out more info. Rey Mysterio will be the next guest judge for this week's Rock the Pro Wrestling Contest on YouTube. Week number 2, his episode will air Friday on The Rock's YouTube channel. WWE plans to have both the Muppets and Paige Van Zant appear at SummerSlam, but they are not going to. It's not going to happen now. There were plans to have members of the Muppets make a surprise appearance this weekend, but scheduling problem came up. They kept denying characters of the Muppets during Raw show. Mentioning, I should say. Meanwhile, the company had been in talks with Van Zant for a role on the show, but negotiations ended up failing through as well. Chad Dukes from CBS Radio and ChadDukesWrestling.com sat down with Luke Harper. Full interview available at ChadDukesWrestling.com. Comments on his knee injury that he suffered back in March. I feel really good. Actually, I just started moving a little bit better and made a few check marks in the rehab category that were long due. So I'm happy. I'm happy right now. Cody Rhodes and others making life outside WWE, but WWE being the place for him. I'm very happy for Cody. It's good to see a person I know like him go out there and do what he needs to do to fulfill his life. In my opinion, WWE to me is the top of the food chain. I'm so concerned with being at the top of that food chain, which is the top of the food chain. So for me personally, I need to be here right now to do what I need to do. In the future, who knows? But I need to accomplish things before I can, I guess, sleep well at night. I mean, I sleep good because I have a great family and stuff like that. I have a great life, but career-wise, I have some things I need to accomplish. There's places I need to be, and it's WWE right now. If Okada and Tanahashi, Michael Elgin, the Young Bucks, if they want to have a match, they can find me, is in the WWE. I'm going to be busy making my way to the top of that food chain. The future, who knows? I have that right in front of me right now. Comments on WWE brand split? I think the brand split is a beautiful thing. It opens up opportunities for everybody up and down the card. You look at a September show where will be a SmackDown only pay-per-view. That means from the roster of SmackDown only, you're going to draw 8 matches to fill 3 hours. In my first 3 years in WWE, that's unheard of. You don't get that opportunity. So to me, it's an opportunity. Recent comments from UFC fighter Conor McGregor has been going online. I mean, here's the thing: when he comes and works for WWE, this is back to Luke Harper is still commenting on certain things. I mean, when he comes to work for WWE, can I call him a P word? Yeah. Does that work? Sure. He's a smart businessman. He knows exactly what he needs to do, drum up a little interest. But my man blew his biggest payday known to man in MMA at UFC 200, and the professional wrestler had to come and pick up his scraps and save the show. Business is business, but he doesn't understand my world, and fairly, I don't understand his. So for what he said something off the cuff at an interview that I've done already today, maybe. We'll find out in a couple of days. He said what he had to say, absolutely fine. Much respect. He said it off the cuff, but it's very measured, and he knows what he's doing. At the same time, as a man in our business, it's offensive. You're calling us P-word. So you're saying line up, and I'll slap each one of you. I think Big E said it best. How do you want us to line up, sir? How do you want us to line up so you can slap the crap out of us? You tell us. How can he do what he needs to do if he comes up to me and slaps me? Then we'll have to go. That's the end of it. Indy talent's learning the WWE style when they come in. I think learning WWE style is a very 2007, as late of 2010 mantra. I feel like things have changed now. That professional wrestling is professional wrestling from the top to the bottom. And what WWE is presenting is quintessential professional wrestling. You look at these guys who come in, nothing's changed. You don't have to change anything if you don't want to have that argument when I came in. You say it to me because I didn't change a freaking thing. You go through your battles in developmental, but at the end of the day, you're you, and if you have conviction in who you are and how you wrestle, that'll show through, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then you have to look in the mirror and decide what to do next. WWE snubbing him in the recent 10 hottest free agents article. Harper says, when you put a list of 10 hottest free agents available in today's market, and I mean no offense to them, but when Crime Time ranks above you, it really makes you question your career choices. After all, Crime Time's not even in the company. Duke says, or asks, so you don't think Heath Slater should be number 1 free agent? That's what I'm being told watching these television shows. Harper says, listen, I don't want to talk about Heath Slater. He's been beaten down by Rhino and Jinder Mahal, so I don't want to talk about that. But Crime Time couldn't be more irrelevant to today's wrestling scene. So for them to rank above me, it's a bit of a slap in the face. I believe that I will be the WWE World Champion one day. I know that a lot of people say that. It's easy to say. If I were to go away without accomplishing that task, I would feel unfulfilled, to be completely honest. So for Crime Time to rank above me, when I think that of myself, it becomes a bit of an issue inside my own brain. It should be noted that WWE has pulled the Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman video that was posted earlier. The video featured Paul Heyman congratulating Bill Goldberg on being a supporting player in the 2K17 video game, he was advertised on the cover, which he said stars his client. Now, Lesnar ended the video by saying, "Hey Bill, you're next." Well, the clip featured Paul Heyman congratulating Goldberg on his role as a supporting player in that game that stars his client, but it's been pulled. Lesnar says, "Hey Bill, you're next." previously reported. Goldberg will be in New York City for SummerSlam all week to promote 2K17 and 2K17 media event on Friday. So look for some retaliation on Goldberg's part, if he was seeing the video before it got pulled. Tickets for September 15th, WWE NXT tapings on Full Sail University went on sale, and it looks like they will be sold out by the time this video gets published. It's worth noting that they are no longer allowing the print-at-home option. So if you go to Ticketmaster, you're not going to be able to print it at home, forcing fans to pick up the tickets at will call on the day of the event or have them mailed to their address only. This, along with the ticket limits and transaction limits, could be a way to fight scalpers. I wouldn't let nobody print out my ticket, because once it's used, it's used. WWE posted this video of an irate U.S. champion, Rusev, and Lana arriving for tonight's Raw. Rusev says that he's going to crush Roman Reigns on tonight's show, on Monday Night Show. Due to inclement weather in Corpus Christi, Texas, there was a concern that tonight's Raw may not happen, could be canceled. American Bank Center did lose power earlier today when a lightning bolt struck the arena. All the power was out. They were even doing the videos and pictures. I'll even post a video link to what Tom Phillips has said in the video backstage. He noted that WWE makeup team were working on the superstars by candlelight makeup. And you go to that link right there for you. There's power restored at this link. Again, 7 p.m. Raw time. Big Van Vader was reportedly not able to make an autograph signing session after his match with Will Ospreay at the Revolution Pro Wrestling Uprising 2016 event this past Friday in London, England. According to promoters, Vader had a very bad back after the show and had to go back to his hotel. Unknown if he went to get x-rays or anything. He's still scheduled to appear in Scotland next week. Evolve has announced that Ricochet is scheduled to appear at Evolve 69, as he will face Zack Sabre Jr. at the event. Evolve 69 is set for September 11th at La Boom in Queens, New York. And those are Cruiserweight Classic competitors. So it doesn't look like either one of them have gotten contracts right now. NJPW star Kenny Omega defeated Hiroki Goto to win the G1 tournament over the weekend. He posted the following tweet after the victory at Kenny Omega Man X. I gave everything for this series. Thank you, true believers. This is G1. Charlotte revealed on Twitter that she and other WWE superstars will be attending New York Yankees batting practice on Tuesday. Look for pictures as she posts some on her Twitter and Facebook account as well. WWE stars are expected to make appearances in New York City all week leading up to SummerSlam. DDP officially retired the Diamond Cutter at Saturday night's Pro Wrestling Blitz WrestleFest 7 event. Matty Starr was the last man to receive the Diamond Cutter from DDP. No video or anything else. He just announced the retirement of that. Well, Booker T retired the Spinneroonie last week. Well, DDP retired the Diamond Cutter. Golden One Center in Sacramento, California confirmed today that the WWE No Mercy pay-per-view will be held at the venue on October 9th. WWE No Mercy is coming to Sacramento's new entertainment and sports venue, Golden One Center, for the first time ever on Sunday, October the 9th, 2016 at 4:30 p.m. Your chance to see WWE Champion Dean Ambrose, John Cena, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio, and many more of your favorite WWE superstars. Prices start at $15. Tickets go on sale Friday, August 19th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Tickets are available for purchase at Ticketmaster.com or by phone 1-800-745-3000. IndieFed wrestler Delia Doom on Twitter faced off against Nia Jax with a great promo on Raw. Her WWE name was Rachel Levy. She wrestles for Inspire Pro and RCW. And you go to that link for you to see what the highlights were. The great promo, but she's a little bit smaller than Nia Jax. I would say Jack versus the Giant. Raw pre-show opened up with Rusev and Lana venting in a parking area about how he intends to crush Roman Reigns. Scott Stafford, Jerry the King Lawler, Lita, and Booker T hosted the show from the studio at WWE headquarters. Host hype Brock Lesnar appearing on Raw and his SummerSlam match against Randy Orton. Big Cass versus Kevin Owens was announced for Raw. The host also hyped Seth Rollins calling out the Demon King. A brief clip aired of Ric Flair delivering a promo at Aladdin Falcons training camp that I posted in my videos on SmackDown from last week. The players wooed along with him. Footage aired from the Holy Foley reality show, which actually debuted on Monday night. It included footage of Mick Foley and Noel clowning around. Mick's reaction to his daughter announcing that she wants to wrestle. Didn't I just told y'all that a few months ago when I actually interviewed her myself on Twitter? But nobody listens. Noel crying after Mick watched her in the ring and said it doesn't look like she was taking it seriously. Stafford and Lita questioned why Sasha Banks asked Mick Foley if she could face Charlotte and Dana Brooke in a handicap match. Lita said it wasn't the best move and Foley protected her. Stafford asked Booker if Sasha has a plan B. Booker said she may, but then he changed the topic and praised Charlotte's ability and compared her to her father while saying she's more than capable of getting the job done. Backstage at Raw, Darren Young and Bob Backlund were about to be interviewed by Andrea DeMarco, but Titus O'Neil showed up. Andrea left a picture. Titus said he was there to apologize and said his comments about Young never being great to start with were completely uncalled for. Titus said he was a little bit jealous. Young turned his back. Backlund said he respects what O'Neil had to say. Titus said he thinks that they could reunite as a team, but apparently, I think Titus said for one night only. Backlund was interested, but Young said this is about making him great again, being a singles wrestler. Backlund said he has a track record for you, and that's what we go by. Backlund said he believes the Primetime Players can be champions again, and he's going to talk to Mick Foley about it. Titus was excited about it, and Young eventually got excited as well. Said, let's do it, baby, and they shook hands and hugged as the segment ended. After panel clowning around and told nut jokes, Stafford announced that Big E is still not medically cured to wrestle and won't be able to wrestle tonight or at SummerSlam due to his injury suffered at the hands of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Footage aired of Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel chastising Jinder Mahal for not reuniting with Heath Slater. Jinder said he's finished with the irrelevance and Slater ruining his career. Jinder said he wasn't taking career advice from social outcasts and told them to watch his upcoming match with Neville. Stafford announced that Rusev will open Raw. Host delivered the final hype for Brock Lesnar and the rest of the Raw to close the show. Superstar spoilers. Sin Cara defeated Curtis Axel. I'll show you a picture of that. Jack Swagger defeated Bo Dallas. As in on Raw tonight during the Seth Rollins promo, a fan charged the ring and was handled by security. I also showed a video at the end of my, or during the actual show, but here's a link for it just in case. Raw opened up with Seth Rollins in the parking lot. Rollins tells us that we are 6 days away from him being the first WWE Universal Champion. He has some business to attend with his SummerSlam opponent, Finn Balor. Rollins calls for the Demon King to face him now. Naturally, nothing happens. Rollins heads into the arena. Lana and Rusev are in the ring. They refuse to leave. Rusev says Roman Reigns ruined the greatest moment in his life last week. There will be no Raw unless Reigns comes out and apologizes. Mick Foley comes down the ramp and asks Rusev to leave the ring. Rusev refuses. Rusev tells Foley that he sucks as a general manager and that Reigns has done nothing to deserve a title shot. Reigns gets opportunity after opportunity. Rusev says Stephanie McMahon needs to come to the ring because he respects her. Well, Stephanie does join him in the ring. Stephanie says Rusev is demanding respect, but not giving any to Foley. Stephanie supports Foley and the decisions he makes. Rusev tells Stephanie that maybe he will give that little Daniel Bryan a call and her big brother Shane. They know how to appreciate talent. Reigns' music hits, and he makes his way down the ramp. Reigns tells Rusev that if an apology will end this, that he is sorry. He is sorry that Rusev found the website where he met his wife. He is also sorry that one day Rusev and Lana are going to bump uglies and have the ugliest little Sasquatch babies. Reigns says he doesn't want to wait till SummerSlam. Stephanie says the match will happen at the pay-per-view. Foley adds that if Rusev wants to defend Lana's honor, he can do it in a match against Reigns tonight. U.S. title match will happen at pay-per-view, but tonight is about respect. Well, an in-ring segment with Sheamus. Sheamus says he has proven that he is the most dominant superstar in WWE. He proved that by kicking Cesaro's head off last week. He is moving on to greener pastures, same as Zayn. Zayn is nothing to him as far as he is concerned. Zayn is nothing but a cheap knockoff of the Celtic Warrior. Well, that match is up next. Sammy's hell of a clothesline knocks Sheamus' hair from spiked to curly. We'll go to this link for that. Because his spike turns into an Elvis curl. Before the bell rings, Sammy throws his coat at Sheamus' face. Sheamus and Zayn then tussle and fall to the mat, taking the referee with them. The referee separates Sheamus and Zayn when the ring finally rings. The ring bell finally rings. Sheamus takes Zayn down to the mat with a headlock takeover. Sheamus whips Zayn into ropes, but Zayn takes Sheamus over with a head scissors takedown. Sheamus rolls to the outside. Zayn sets up for a dive, but Sheamus moves out of the way. Zayn lands on the apron and attempts the diving DDT, but Sheamus catches Zayn and drives him back first into the ring post. After a short break, Sheamus lands a running knee, followed by a short arm clothesline. Sheamus took the Royal Power Slam for a 2 count. 10 beats of the Bowery by Sheamus. Sheamus hits the ropes, but Zayn destroys him with a lariat. Sheamus rolls to the outside. Tope by Zayn to Sheamus. Zayn mounts on the top rope. Dives off, but Sheamus moves. White noise by Sheamus for a 2 count. Sheamus picks up Zayn, but Zayn picks him up and drops him with a blue thunder bomb for a close near fall for himself. Zayn sets up the hell of a kick, but Sheamus catches him in the Irish Curse backbreaker. Sheamus calls for the bro kick, but Cesaro gets on the apron to distract him. Zayn hits a hell of a kick for the win. Backstage, Sheamus and Cesaro are being separated by referees. Foley walks in and tells Cesaro and Sheamus that they are going to have a best of 7 hit series. First match will be at SummerSlam. New Day versus Dudley Boys. Here's a link for that, for your highlights. Before the match can start, Gallows and Anderson appear on the Tron. They are dressed as doctors that says that they're still doing everything they can do to find a cure for ring potitis. And they put an egg in a microwave. There's a jar on top of the microwave that says Big E on it. Of course, there's other members on it as well. 3 jars, in other words. Bubba Ray distracts Xavier Woods, which allows Devon to attack from behind. Devon accidentally clothesline Bubba after one of the guys ducked out of the way. Kingston hits the double on Paradise for the win. After the match, Anderson and Gallows are back on the Tron. They open the microwave and an egg has exploded. Gallows is distraught. Anderson tells him not to worry. They just need more test subjects. They place 2 more jars on the microwave. One, like I said, one says Kobe and the other one says Xavier. Kingston Woods says that Anderson and Gallows will never get their hands on their New Day rocks. Backstage, as the crowd even chants with them, New Day rocks. Backstage, as Rollins walks around looking for the Demon King. Rollins runs into Neville. Rollins asks Neville if he has seen the Demon King. Neville laughs at Rollins and tells him he isn't ready for the Demon King. Into that segment. Nia Jax versus Rachel Levy. Byron Saxon asks Rachel in the middle of the ring before their match, what makes her think that she could climb this mountain? Rachel says that she's been watching the Summer Olympics, and if Team USA could do what they have done, so can she. And that was a great promo, in my opinion. Jax then drops Levy across the ring. Levy lands a few kicks. Jax picks her up, no selling anything, and sits on the top rope. Jax pushes Levy off the rope. Levy takes a nasty spill to the outside. Jax goes outside to follow and tosses Levy back inside the ring. And then Nia nails a Samoan power slam for the win. In-ring segment with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Before Heyman can talk, Heath Slater comes out on the stage. Heyman asks Slater if someone put him up to this, or if he has been listening to the voices in Randy Orton's head. Why in God's name would he interrupt Brock Lesnar? Slater says he is the hottest free agent in the WWE, and since people in charge of Raw and SmackDown Live can't see that, he is coming to Heyman. Heyman says that he isn't laughing with Slater. He isn't laughing with Slater. He's laughing at him. And then Heyman says he would never advocate for Slater. Slater says that that's not what he meant. Slater says that if he can beat Lesnar in a match, he will get a Raw contract and a match at SummerSlam. Heyman retorts that Slater has obviously been doing too much partying on the Freebird tour bus. Heyman turns around and tells Slater to hit the bricks. Slater yells at him and says that he and his kids depend on him. Heyman tells Slater that he is trying to save him. Lesnar grabs a mic and says he understands and appreciates what Slater is trying to do. Slater has guts. Lesnar adds that he has kids too. Lesnar gets in Slater's face and says, I don't give a shit about your kids. Slater starts to leave, but takes a swing at Lesnar. Lesnar almost decapitates him with a clothesline. Lesnar German suplexes Slater over and over again. And then F5 Slater and tosses him out of the ring. Heyman says he is here to promote the match at SummerSlam. He is supposed to convince you that Randy Orton has a chance against Lesnar. That's not the case. Heyman won't lie to the people. Orton has no chance. The hype here is that you get to see once-in-a-lifetime athlete Brock Lesnar compete. Big Cass with Enzo Amore and Kevin Owens with Chris Jericho match. Highlight for that match is right here for you in that link. Owens kicks Cass in the chest. Owens hits the ropes, but is floored by a shoulder block by Cass. Jericho distracts Cass long enough for Owens to attack him from behind. Cass falls to the outside. Jericho kicks him in the face. After the break, Owens has Cass locked in a rear chin lock. Cass stands up, flapjacks Owens. Owens charges Cass, but Cass knocks him silly with a big boot. Cass lands two big splashes in the corner. Cass tosses Owens out to the apron. Cass goes for the running boot, but Owens moves out of the way. Cass falls to the outside. Owens sets up the apron powerbomb, but Cass back body drops Owens. Jericho pushes Enzo into the ring steps. Cass chases Jericho in the round ring. Jericho pushes Cass. Referee calls for the bell for the disqualification. Big Cass wins. After the match, Jericho and Owens beat down Cass. Owens super kicks Cass. Jericho hits the codebreaker. Backstage, Rusev attacks Reigns. Rusev crushes Reigns against the garage door. Rusev picks up Reigns and tries to put him through the catering table, but it doesn't break. Agents and referees separate them too. Sets up the match for later. Primetime players with Bob Backlund and the Shiny Stars. I'm expecting the heel turn. Primetime players split up for good. One night only return versus Shiny Stars. Again, YouTube link. Young rips Epico into the ropes. O'Neal catches Epico and power slams him. Epico drop kicks O'Neal's knee. Primo tags in, but O'Neal picks him up, drops him with a backbreaker, then tosses him across the ring. O'Neal suplexes Young onto Primo for a 2 count. Well, Darren Young yelled at Titus, suplex! Young accidentally knocked O'Neal off the apron after he pushed into Titus. Titus was actually talking about Bob Backlund whenever that was happening. And then got with that. Well, he takes it. He takes his action back on Darren Young, comes back in the ring, and nails the clash to Titus. Primo takes advantage and pins Young. Neville versus Jinder Mahal. Neville survives Mahal with Hurricanrana. Mahal gets up on the apron. Neville drop kicks Mahal off the apron. Neville hits a Sky Twister press off the top to the outside. Neville calls for the red arrow, but Mahal rolls out of the way and starts to beg for Neville not to hit it again. Mahal trips Neville into the bottom rope. Mahal drop kicks Neville into the back of the head. Mahal locks a rear chin lock. Neville reverses it into a chin buster. Neville hits a missile kick. And then Neville goes up top and nails the red arrow for the win. Backstage, Foley tells Stephanie that Jon Stewart will be at SummerSlam next week. Rollins walks in and says, since the Demon King is nowhere to be found, he should get the night off. Foley suggests that Rollins should call out the Demon King from the ring. Unless he is scared, Rollins says he will go to the ring. As he is leaving, Foley and Stephanie laugh. And they both had their mouths on. Oh, we just fooled you. In-ring segment with Seth Rollins. And this is a link where the fan jumps in the ring with Rollins, taps him on the shoulder. Nothing more than that. Looked like he was actually going to try to shake his hand from the video link. Rollins says he had been looking for the Demon King all night. He hasn't found him. There was nothing that one can stop him from being first Universal Champion. He is only going to ask one more time. Demon King needs to come to the ring now. Rollins laughs and nothing happens. Rollins says Balor is trying to intimidate him because he is afraid of him. And then, like the fan comes in the ring, and a tackle by security in the middle of the ring. It took him like a minute to even get in the ring when the fan comes. As the video will show him coming from the crowd over the railing. No security whatsoever around that area. So he just proceeds in the ring. Rollins says the Demon King will have no choice but to bow down to the man. Lights go out and Balor's demon music starts to play. As security is getting the fan out of the ring, escorting him to jail. Balor comes out on the stage in his makeup, all that, and eventually got in the ring. Rollins was back inside the ring as he went to the ring steps. As he got back in the ring, took a swing at Balor. Balor hits Rollins with a Pele kick. Balor goes for the coup grab, and Rollins moves out of the way and escapes the ring. Enter that segment. And there's the Gallows versus Golden Truth. Truth lands a few strikes before running into a boot by Gallows. Truth surprises Gallows with a leg lariat. Truth tags in Goldust, who lands a running bulldog on Anderson. Goldust gets distracted by Gallows, which allows Anderson to drive his knee into the back of Goldust's head. Anderson and Gallows hit the Magic Killer after that, and it's over. After the match, New Day attacked Anderson and Gallows. Woods is about to hit Anderson in the nuts with Francesca too, but Gallows pulled Anderson out of the way, and Francesca 2 is destroyed. Got a big bend in her, so look for Francesca 3 next week on Raw. Backstage, Charlotte tells Dana Brooke that she failed her. This is more set up to a fake that they are split up. This is nothing more than a play. Charlotte versus Alicia Fox. Charlotte pushes Fox into the corner and lets out a big woo with her face. Fox kicks Charlotte in the face, sits on the top. As Fox sits on the top rope, Charlotte grabs Fox's legs and pulls her off the top rope. Then Charlotte nails a natural selection for the pin. After the match, Charlotte calls Sasha to the ring. As soon as Banks gets in the ring, Dana Brooke comes out with the crowd to try to attack Banks. As Banks is distracted, Charlotte takes out her knee with a chop block. Charlotte snaps on the figure 8 and won't let go. After several minutes, Charlotte finally lets Banks out of the hold. Into that segment. Rusev with Lana versus Roman Reigns. Before the bell rings, Reigns attacks Rusev. Rusev and Reigns trade blows. Reigns sends Rusev careering into the mat for a big boot. Rusev rolls to the outside. Reigns hits the drive-by. Reigns attempts to whip Rusev into the barricade, but Rusev reverses it and sends Reigns ribs first into the barricade. Rusev throws Reigns head first into the ring post. After a short break, Rusev stomps both of Reigns' ankles. Kind of looked like he was doing the Randy Orton stomp. Garmin stomp. Rusev hits the ropes, but Reigns catches him with one arm Samoan drop. Reigns landed two massive clotheslines. Reigns missed a corner splash. Rusev threw Reigns' arm first into the barricade. Right arm. Rusev continued to work on Reigns' arm, slamming it into the ring steps. The ring steps arm was the left arm. And stomping on it, Rusev grabs the U.S. title, tries to hit Reigns with it. Referee grabs the belt instead, which allowed Reigns to fire back with a few right hands. Rusev trips Reigns into the timekeeper's area. After another commercial break, Rusev has a mic and is yelling at the crowd to cheer for Russia and Bulgaria. Rusev gets back in the ring and chokes Reigns with his vest. Reigns tries to fire up, but Rusev runs him over with a shoulder block. Rusev sits Reigns up on the top rope for a superplex. Reigns fights out of it and punches Rusev off the second rope. Reigns dives off the top and clotheslines Rusev. Reigns crushes Rusev with a 10 clotheslines in the corner, followed by a sidewalk slam for a near fall. Reigns calls for a Superman punch, but Reigns moves out of the way, hits a spin kick. Flying headbutt from the second rope by Rusev for a long 2 count. Rusev goes up top and hits a multiple second rope diving headbutt, but doesn't get the pinfall. Rusev goes to the well one more time, missing the diving headbutt. Reigns clotheslines Rusev over the top rope. Reigns tries a Superman punch on the outside, but Rusev kicks him in the gut. Rusev rolled Reigns back in the ring, sets up to kick his head. The super kick finish. Rusev runs into a Superman punch for a 2 count. Rusev finally hits his head kick, but Reigns kicks out. Rusev tries to lock in the accolade. Rusev fights out of it. Reigns fights out of it. Reigns tries to spear, but Rusev chop blocked him. Rusev kicked Reigns in the back of the head and puts him in the accolade. Reigns makes it to the middle rope. Rusev is livid, throwing a temper tantrum. The old Alicia Fox style. He has no idea how to beat Reigns, which is Lana's kind of like pissed off. That it's like you're trying to support me and you're losing. Rusev misses a clothesline. Reigns hits the ropes and nails the spear for the victory. As my feed ends. And is what happened after Raw ended. Your SmackDown stars join the ring at a celebration with John Cena and Dean Ambrose teaming up against Chris Jericho and Seth Rollins, which John Cena and Dean Ambrose got to win. And that concludes my spoilers and results for this week. See what I want to be at? By the way, if you don't know, just call me, brothers and sisters.